This story takes us back to a time 20,000 years ago when humans were divided into small tribes. In the story, we are shown ancient European people who lived in tribes and hunted together. Here, we are introduced to the leader of one such tribe, whose name was Ergen. A few months later, the winter season was about to arrive. Therefore, he had come hunting with his tribe members to collect food for the winter. In front of them was a huge herd of wild buffaloes. Everyone crawls closer to the herd. Ergen, who is the chief of the tribe, signals to attack the moment he sees the right opportunity. All of them attack the herd together. To escape from the hunters, the buffaloes start running in the opposite direction. One by one, many buffaloes fall into a deep gorge. But one buffalo survives. That wild buffalo, filled with rage, charges toward Noyan, Ergen's son. Noyan had come on a hunt for the first time and did not know how to protect himself. Ergen tells his son to move out of the way, but Noyan panics and starts running. That wild buffalo runs at full speed toward Noyan, lifts him up on its horns, and starts running toward the gorge. Ergen, the leader of the tribe, seeing this, throws his spear at the buffalo to save his son. The spear hits the buffalo, but even after being injured, it does not let go of Noyan. Instead, it throws Noyan up toward the edge of the gorge. From here, the story goes into a flashback, meaning 1 week earlier, where we see the tribe preparing for the hunt. They were making different types of sharp weapons from stones. This was not just preparation, but a test for new members to take part in the hunt. They had to make such stone weapons. Whoever made the sharpest and most lethal weapon would be selected for the hunt. In this competition, Ergen's son Noyan also qualifies. That night, Noyan's mother tells Ergen not to take Noyan on the hunt. He is still a child. I love him very much and do not want to lose him. Ergen says winter is approaching, and at this time of the year everyone goes hunting. If we do not go on the hunt, we will die of hunger in winter, and Noyan must prove that he is my son. The next morning, all the tribe members leave for the hunt, but Noyan's mother is extremely anxious, fearing that something bad might happen to her son. Ergen reassures her and says, "Do not worry, nothing will happen to Noyan," and they all leave for the hunt. After traveling some distance, another tribe appears there, just like them, who had also set out to hunt and gather food for the winter. After a long and exhausting journey, they reach a stone structure that had been built by their ancestors long ago. This journey was very dangerous. Many of their ancestors had lost their lives during this journey. That is why they built this stone structure in memory of their ancestors. Moving forward, they spot a wild boar, which they injure with a spear. Ergen tells his son Noyan, "You will kill it." But Noyan had never hunted before. Seeing the boar, he panics and does not take its life. Therefore, Ergen snatches the stone dagger from his hand and kills the wild boar himself. After that, Ergen says to his son, "You turned out to be such a coward. I never imagined this would happen. Only the strong can survive here. This is the law of the jungle." In the darkness of the night, while they are eating their hunted prey, strange sounds begin to be heard. Ergen warns everyone to stay alert. Suddenly, a lion appears and lifts one of the boys, carrying him away. The next morning, they build a small stone memorial in memory of that boy and continue their journey in search of prey. But even after traveling many miles, they do not find any prey. After walking the entire day, at night they decide to stay inside a cave. There, Ergen makes some star-shaped tattoos on his son Noyan's hand and tells him that these stars will be visible in the night sky, and as long as you follow them, you will find your way back home. In reality, this is a kind of map that shows the direction of their home, meaning if someone gets lost during the hunt, they can use this map to return home. After morning arrives, once again they set out in search of prey, and then they notice the footprints of wild buffaloes. Seeing this, everyone becomes happy. Now they begin hunting the wild buffaloes, and this is the scene where a wild buffalo throws Noyan off a cliff. The story returns to the present, where it is shown that when Noyan is thrown from the cliff, he falls downward but manages to grab onto a stone between the rocks and hangs there. Ergen quickly reaches the spot and tells his son, "Do not lose courage, I will save you." But just then, the stone that Noyan is holding onto breaks. Noyan strikes against the rocks, while falling and lands on a narrow path formed between the rocks. Ergen wants to go down to save his son, but the tribe members stop him. They say there is no way to go down from here. "Your son is no longer in this world. We do not want to lose you. You are the leader of our tribe. It is your responsibility to protect us all and lead us back home." But Ergen is not ready to listen to anyone. He spends the entire night sitting at the edge of that cliff, calling out to his son. But eventually, he understands that his son is no longer alive, and when his son does not return by the next morning, all his companions build a small stone memorial there in memory of Noyan and leave for the tribe carrying the hunted prey. Sometime after they leave, a vulture comes and sits on Noyan and begins pecking at him. But before it can eat him, Noyan opens his eyes. He throws the vulture away and then calls out to his father, but he receives no response. From this, he realizes that everyone has left and no one can help him now. He does not give up and tries to climb the cliff, but he is unable to climb very high. Below him is a very deep gorge, and perhaps fate wants to give him another chance to live. After a short while, heavy rain begins to fall, and because of the rain, the gorge below slowly starts turning into a river. He understands that if he wants to survive, he must jump into the gorge. And when when Nguyen realizes that the water has now become deep enough, if he jumps, he will not get injured. After that, he jumps into the water, but the moment he falls into the water, he loses consciousness. When he regains consciousness the next day, he finds himself in a different place. He had survived the fall from such a height, but the bone in his leg had twisted. He then ties his injured leg with wooden sticks so that he can walk again, and after that, he climbs back up to the cliff from where he had fallen. But when he reaches there and sees that his people have built a stone memorial for him, he breaks down and starts crying. He realizes that his father Ergen and the tribe members have accepted that Nguyen is dead. Suddenly, he hears some strange sounds around him, and to protect himself from danger, Nguyen climbs a tree where he spends the entire night on a dry tree. The next morning, when he goes to drink water, he sees a pack of wolves, and those wolves start moving rapidly toward him. Some of the wolves attack him. Nguyen runs back toward the tree, but one wolf grabs his leg. Nguyen strikes that wolf with his knife, injuring it, and the wolf falls down. Nguyen quickly climbs back up the tree. All night long, the wolves wait for him below, but when morning arrives, all the wolves are gone. Only that injured wolf remains, the same one he had stabbed with the knife the previous day. First, Nguyen uses his knife to make a spear for himself and goes to kill the wolf. But while trying to kill the injured wolf, he feels pity and changes his mind. After that, he first ties the wolf's mouth with a cloth and then carries it to the cave where he had stayed for a night with his tribe. The next morning, he goes out to search for herbs and then crushes those herbs and applies them to his leg. Meanwhile, while drinking water, he notices that the wolf has untied the rope from its mouth. Seeing this, he gets scared at first, but then Nguyen calmly goes to give the wolf some water. The wolf becomes frightened when it sees him approaching, but Nguyen says, "I will not hurt you. I want to save your life." After that, the wolf drinks the water. Now even the wolf understands that Nguyen is not a threat. The herbs that Nguyen had prepared for his own leg, he now applies to the wolf's wounds. At the same time, Nguyen also gives the wolf the insects that he himself eats. Slowly, a bond begins to form between the two of them. Before evening, Nguyen hunts a rabbit because he had not eaten anything for many hours. At night, with great difficulty, he lights a fire and cooks the rabbit, and he also gives a portion of it to the wolf. Both of them are badly injured, which is why they stay in that cave for several days. One night, Nguyen looks at the tattoos on his hand that his father Ergen had made and looks up at the stars in the sky. He says that he must go home to meet his parents. Nguyen tells the wolf that you should also return to your pack. The next morning, he prepares for the journey. He tells the wolf to go back to its home before the snowfall begins, and then he sets off. But he notices that the wolf, whom he has named Alpha, is following him from behind. Even after traveling a long distance, the wolf continues to follow him. Nguyen tries many times to chase Alpha away, but Alpha does not stop following him. In reality, the wolf has grown attached to Nguyen because Nguyen saved its life. At that moment, Alpha spots a wild boar. He tries to hunt it but fails. Nguyen understands that the wolf is hungry. He gives Alpha the food he had saved for himself. This is the first time Alpha eats food from Nguyen's hand. Now the two of them have become friends. After that, Alpha hunts a rabbit, which they both eat together, and at night they sleep together. The next morning, Alpha wakes Nguyen by licking his face. As soon as Nguyen wakes up, he tells Alpha, "You smell so bad," and forcefully throws him into the river. Both of them bathe in the river. There, Alpha also catches a fish to eat. After that, Nguyen resumes his journey. At night, both of them sit near a fire. Then Alpha senses something. We see that some more wolves arrive there. Alpha goes toward them. In reality, this is Alpha's family. Nguyen understands this. He tells Alpha that you should go with your family, and the wolf leaves with them. The next morning, Nguyen once again sets out on his journey. Now the cold has intensified. Snow is falling everywhere, and Nguyen continues moving forward through the snow. From a distance, he sees some wolves eating a dead animal, and Alpha is among them. Alpha is not allowed to eat by the other wolves. Nguyen recognizes him and starts running toward Alpha. But while running, suddenly the ice breaks, and Nguyen falls into it. In reality, this is a frozen lake. When Alpha realizes this, he runs toward Nguyen. Alpha tries to break the ice by jumping on it, but the layer of ice is very thick, so it does not break easily. Under the water, Nguyen's breath begins to run out. Somehow, he manages to pull out his knife and breaks the ice layer, then comes back up to the surface. Once again, the two are reunited. To protect himself from the cold, Nguyen quickly lights a fire and removes his clothes to warm his body. The next morning, with Alpha by his side, Nguyen continues his journey. After walking a little further, he sees a man, and seeing him makes Nguyen very happy. But when he goes closer, he realizes that the man has frozen to death because of the cold. This deeply saddens him. After that, Nguyen enters the man's tent, but he does not find anything useful there. Then Nguyen takes the man's bow and arrows and moves forward. Suddenly, he notices that hyenas are coming after them to hunt them. Both of them start running to save their lives and enter a cave. They escape from the hyenas, but now they have entered the home of an even more dangerous animal. In reality, this cave belongs to a black panther. Suddenly, the black panther attacks Nguyen, but before it can reach him, Alpha attacks the panther. While the two animals are fighting, Nguyen sees Alpha getting weaker and shoots an arrow at the black panther, killing it. Alpha survives, but while while fighting the panther, he suffers several injuries. After that, Nguyen applies medicine to Alpha's wounds, thanks him for saving his life, and promises that he will never leave him. The next morning, once again, the two of them continue their journey. After traveling many miles, Nguyen finally finds the stone marker that their ancestors had built. Seeing it, he becomes very happy and realizes that he has been walking on the right path all along. Now he is not very far from his tribe. Soon, he will reach his people, so he continues his journey. But after walking a short distance, Alpha collapses. Because of weakness and injuries, he is no longer able to walk. Without wasting any time, Nguyen lifts Alpha into his arms and starts moving toward the tribe. The snowstorm is extremely strong, and Nguyen has been traveling for many weeks. Because of this, moving forward has become very difficult for him, but he does not give up and slowly continues toward the tribe. After reaching a certain point, he begins to see his tribe from a distance. At the same time, his father also realizes that someone is approaching from afar. After so many days, seeing his home fills Nguyen with immense happiness. Somehow, he finally reaches his tribe and collapses there. Seeing Nguyen, his parents run toward him. At first, they cannot believe that this is their son. They had already accepted that their son was dead, but seeing him alive now, they become extremely happy. Then Nguyen tells his father, "Please save Alpha." Saying this, Nguyen loses consciousness. A few hours later, when he opens his eyes, he finds himself inside his home. His parents and the tribe members are sitting all around him, and Alpha is lying right beside him. But then they discover that Alpha has given birth to some pups. Seeing this, Nguyen is shocked. This means Alpha was a female wolf, and despite being pregnant, she stayed with Nguyen at every step of the journey. Seeing this, Nguyen hugs her and silently thanks her from his heart. At the end of the story, we see that after a few weeks, Alpha's pups have grown quite a bit. This marks the beginning of a new era where humans have started forming bonds with animals. Finally, it is